lovelies, it's me again. We have a bonus day. This is just a fun little bonus that I wanted to throw in here. It'll be a super short little class. We're just going to have fun with some crow pose today. So crow pose or Bakasana is an arm balance. It's kind of the beginner's arm balance. It is where you would kind of start if you were looking to do arm balances or inversions. I'd recommend starting with this pose. We're just going to do a little bit of a warm-up, and then we're just going to play around and have some fun. I would recommend, if you find that your body needs more of a warm-up, maybe go back and do either the powerful core class or the fire class should get you pretty warmed up for this, or the sun salutation practice. If you just want a little bit more of a warm-up, we're going to get a little bit warmed up here, but if you're like, I'm kind of need a little more, totally fine. You know your body. I know, my body is kind of, I do arm balances and inversions all the time, so I'm kind of prepared for this, but if you find that you need a little more, go back and do one of those classes. So, if not, like I said, we'll do a little bit of a warm-up here. I just truly want you to I just want you to have fun. I want you to, allow yourself to fall, allow yourself to be a beginner. Again, bring it back to that growth mindset. Just because you can't do something, I can't do it yet. And look, here's the thing. I, as a yoga teacher, I can't do certain poses. I just can't. This because of my body. I have had 2 major surgeries on my chest, reconstructive surgeries, so my pectoral muscles are totally wrecked, and you'll never see me doing a wheel pose. I just can't get there. The wheel pose pulls on my scars too much, and I can't do that pose, and that's okay. And I struggled with that for a while, and I was like, man, that kind of sucks. But I found what worked for me, right? I got a yoga wheel and I just kind of lay on it. It feels great. Body acceptance and just accepting where you are in your body and the things your body can and can't do, because we're all different, and it doesn't make you any less of a yogi or any less of a person. So that's my little spiel. But yeah, we're just going to play around, have fun with this crow pose. I encourage you will need a block for this class. And I also encourage you to grab a pillow or blankets or multiple pillows so you have a little kind of crash mat landing space, because this is an arm balance. The most important thing here is just to have fun, and falling is part of the practice. Falling makes the arm balances and inversions easier. I know it sounds crazy, but the thing that holds everyone that I've ever taught back from going upside down or from doing an arm balance is fear, because you're afraid you're going to fall. Allow yourself to fall, and you'll realize it's truly not that scary. Look, I've fallen in some pretty intense ways. If you've seen some of my posts on Instagram and TikTok, I've fallen a lot, okay? It's part of the practice. Be safe, right? Don't do this if you're like, I know I have a wrist injury, I know I don't have the strength. You don't do it, but I'm going to give you a ton of variations so that even if you have weak wrists, even if you're like, nope, can't do that, I can't do the crow pose, I'm going to give you a variation that you can do. So bear with me. We're going to warm up a little bit, and then we're going to play around with crow. So we're just going to do a quick little chaturanga warm up, because the chaturanga arms are very essential to our crow pose. We're going to warm up with some core, and that's pretty much it. We're going to go into it. Like I said, if you need more of a warm up, go back and do the core class, the fire class, or the sun salutation class. So we're going to just get in some chaturanga push-ups. So our chaturangas are essentially a yoga push-up. Now you can take these from high plank. And let's just check in with this high plank here first. So high plank, shoulder, elbow, wrist are in line. I'm on the balls of my feet, and my spine is straight. My hips aren't down here, nor are they up here. My hips are in line with my shoulders. If I put a ruler on your back, it would be straight. That's where our high plank wants to be. Now, you can take this from your knees. So I had someone ask, what's the difference between, here's a tabletop. High plank from the knees, your knees are a little bit back, so your hips aren't stacked over your knees. Your hips are forward, and your knees are on the mat. Now you can put some support under your knees here if you need it, but your hips are more forward. So I'm still trying to, if I can, almost get my hips in line with my head, or just kind of get it in a straight line. And tabletop is here, right? Tabletop, my hips are over my knees. So the best way to find high plank from your knees is just to hit that full high plank for a second and drop your knees right where they are. That'll set you up for that perfect high plank from the knees. So this is my high plank. My chaturanga is bending at the elbows and dropping my chest down. Now, the key in your chaturanga is a 90-degree angle in the arms and squeezing the elbows into the sides. So this is what it looks like from the knees. Bending the elbows, dropping chest first, and then releasing down. That's where in your vinyasa you can find your heart opener and then your downward facing dog. From a high plank, I will also demo a chaturanga. So, high plank. Shift the shoulders forward, bend in the elbows, chest first, and then down. And then you would come to your upward facing dog, your downward facing dog. But for the sake of this little warm-up, we're just gonna do some push-ups. So you can take them from the high plank from your knees, or another option, take a seat, grab your block, squeeze it between your hands, and this is where I want your push-ups to be. Right here. You can also do this on the wall. Take your chaturanga push-ups from the wall. The key is to keep those elbows squeezing to the side and bending right here. Traditional push-ups were kind of out like this. Chaturanga is almost like a tricep push-up. So, find where you want to take your push-up. We're going to do 5 together. So, I'm doing mine from my knees, because again, like I said, my pectoral muscles, they don't do well with push-ups, and I'm honoring my body. So, coming to our knees. We're going to do 1. Chest down, press up. We're going to do 2. Chest down first, press up. 3, 4, and last one. Oh yeah. Find a child's pose, my friends. Release here into your child's pose. Stretch it out a little bit for me. So the reason why we do these push-ups is to build that arm strength, because our crow pose requires chaturanga arms. Requires that bend in the arms so you can find that shift and balance that allows you to fly. That allows you to lift your feet up off the mat. So, breathe deeply in this child's pose. With every inhale, fill up. And with every exhale, I want you to release any notions of, I can't do it, I'm scared, I'm going to fall. Let go of that here, my friends. All right. When you're ready, you're going to inhale to rise to your tabletop. We're going to do some crow prep here, a little bit of core work. So from your table, I want you to lift your right knee up, bending at the knee, toes pointed to the ceiling. We're going to get some core work in here. Inhale, lengthen the spine, press the toe up to the ceiling. Exhale, curl the knee in like you're trying to touch your forehead to your knee. Of course, it doesn't have to touch. Inhale, lengthen, press the foot up. Exhale, crunch. Inhale. Exhale, 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. Last one, inhale. Exhale, really squeeze. And go ahead and release. We'll do the other side. Left leg lifts, knees bent, toe is pointed. Inhale, lengthen and press the foot up. Exhale, squeeze it in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze like you're trying to touch that forehead to your knee. Inhale. And exhale, 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale, really push that foot up. Exhale, really squeeze it for me. And go ahead and release. All right, we're gonna do one more warm up. It's gotta be our boat pose, you know. We're gonna come to sit on our butts. Come into your boat pose. Legs are out in front of you. I feel my sit bones on the mat. Maybe grabbing backs of thighs, knees are bent, and I'm gonna lean back with a straight spine until I feel my core catch. You will know, you will feel it, and find your boat. Maybe it's right here. Maybe you lift the arms. Maybe you lift the feet. Wherever it is, we're gonna hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, And one, exhale, fold and release. We're going to do that 2 more times. Go ahead and come on up for me. Find your boat, again, your boat, wherever it feels good for you. And we hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release and fold. Last one here, my darlings. I challenge you to go a step further. Maybe straighten the legs, or maybe just lift the toes. Whatever feels right and good for you. We're going to go there. Hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, release and fold. I was definitely shaking there a bit if you saw me. All right, so we're going to start with the first variation of crow. So I want everyone to do this together. This is going to be our absolute beginner's variation. And it's a perfect valid variation for you to take. Any body, any level, anything. We're all going to do this together. So you're going to come to lay on your back gently. And we're just going to kind of set ourselves up for what crow looks like when you're flipped over. But I want everyone to start here. And if you're comfortable here, you're going to stay here. So I'm going to extend my arms to the ceiling, like I'm pressing the ceiling away with my palms, right? Strong arms here. I'm going to bring my knees in. You can bring the knees wide to, again, make space for that belly, make space for your thighs. What I want you to do is bend into the elbows, like you're going into that chaturanga. You're squeezing the elbows in. You're not letting them kind of splay out to the side. We're engaged here. This is not, we're engaging the whole body. We're engaging the core, right? I want you to feel that. So, engaged. Palms pressing, like you're pressing the ceiling away. Elbows are squeezed in. 90-degree angle here. And what I want you to do is try to squeeze those knees in to just tap your triceps. Again, tap. And again, tap. Just like that. You're going to hang out there, maybe even hold it there. So bring it in and hold. Do it as many times as you like. Stay here if this is what feels good for you and your body. Now, if you'd like to try it right side up, you're going to come on up for me. And we're going to play around here. Like I said, this is crow playtime. This is having fun, expanding your practice, practicing non-judgment, non-attachment, getting curious about arm balances. So, we're starting with a block. You're also going to surround yourself by pillows and blankets if that makes you feel comfortable, right? Little crash mat. So, you're going to come to stand on your block, and we're going to set up for our crow pose. I'm going to demo this on the block first. So I'm coming to stand on my block. You can grab onto a wall here if you need that extra little balance, because these blocks are kind of mushy and it feels kind of weird. So my toes are on my block. I'm going to bend down, place my hands on the mat, bending into the knees. Hands come down. So here's the keys here in crow pose. Palms are fully planted into the mat, fully pressing like we were pressing that ceiling away. Gaze is forward. If you look back under yourself, you're just going to do a little somersault. You're going to be fine, but you're just going to kind of bloop, do a little roll like you're in gymnastics. So what we want to do is get our knees onto our triceps. There is other ways of doing crow pose, which you can totally do, which is where you kind of squeeze your knees on the outside of your triceps. That's going to require a significant more amount of inner thigh strength and lower core strength, and it's just going to make it harder. I want you to get your knees to your triceps. You might have some bruises on your triceps at the end of it. That's totally normal. So, setting up. Bringing my palms planted on the mat. I'm bringing my knees as high up on my triceps as I can get them. Voila, this is crow pose. You don't even have to lift your toes up off the mat. Your gaze is forward, all right? Gazing forward, we're not gazing under because we're gonna roly-poly over. Now, if you're here, maybe you lift up one foot, maybe the other, maybe both. You do not have to lift up both. Try just tapping one foot and then the other foot. And again, you fall, your elbow slips out from underneath you, you face plant into your pillows. Laugh about it, have fun with it. I've fallen a bajillion times. I'm surprised. Almost kind of felt like I was gonna fall on that one. It's okay. All right, I'm gonna do this without the block. You can also try this without the block if you'd like, but totally up to you. I will say also it's easier to do if you don't have leggings on, like if you have shorts on. I find the leggings, like these are really silky smooth and they kind of slip off my arms. That's just a little pro tip. All right, setting up for my core, my crow. Takes a lot of core to do a crow. Knees coming to triceps, gazes forward. And I can gently take flight and then release. The key here is to be gentle with yourself, to have fun, to know that failure is a part of growth, and that I want you to fall. You know, you're good if you fall. You're doing the right thing if you fall. So take your time with it. Play around with it. Flip over, play around with the laying version of crow, because that's tough too. I want you to take your time and just have fun with it. This is our little bonus class. There's no pressure. We're just having fun. And if you get your crow, whatever variation, I just want to, even if you fall, I want to see the pictures. I want to see it. Tag me in it, post it in our Discord, tag me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, wherever. I want to see it. I want to see your mistakes, your failures, your accomplishments, everything. They're all important to me, and they're all good and wonderful things. So play around here. Take your time. Definitely feeling it in those triceps. I feel like if I didn't have tattoos, I'd probably be able to see the bruise a little bit more. But when you're ready, take your time playing. When you're ready, your counter pose, your rest after this is going to be a child's pose. So whenever you're finished playing around with your crow, I want you to bring those knees as wide as the mat, sink those hips back to the heels, and just release down into your child's pose. That is where I will leave you, my friends. Again, this was just a little extra fun bonus, little playtime. I hope you enjoyed this challenge. I hope you continue to enjoy this challenge. Again, you have access to this as long as you're a member. You can do it as many times as you want. I will probably host challenges, like maybe once every other month. We'll do this all together again. But you can start at any time. You don't have to be going, exactly with the community. You can do it on your own. This will be here for you as long as you're in the membership. So I hope you had fun. I appreciate every single one of you. I'm so grateful for every single one of you. Rest in your child's pose for at least 5 breaths. And I will see you lovelies next time.